Hello and welcome back to Flandia Night, and well, we have a declaration of war on our hands almost immediately upon me starting this episode. As you can see, the Crusade have declared war against us. I don't really have any problem with that though. I actually feel like that's perfectly fine. Also, this is perfect. Wow, wonderful timing. I actually have no idea what's going on with this episode so far. Does that mean that Bruce is probably going to end up dying in the end of this episode because I'm getting such good luck to begin with that, well, I would assume that something is going to happen that is going to throw that all out of whack. Probably. That's probably going to be the case, right? Well, never mind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to Bannerlord Castle almost immediately here because this is actually a Southern Empire fief, which is just within a stone's throw of Varchek, and I will be attempting to take it as soon as I possibly can. As you can see, there's actually an army on its way here. Yes, it seems like they are actually wanting to take it themselves. Okay, sure. I will allow you to do exactly what you want to do, sir. And I'll see what I can do to maybe run some interference or maybe just take a look and see what other things we might be able to surgically strike against. Hopefully there's something. Oh, wow. Yes, the Southern Empire is absolutely... actually, Western Empire is absolutely done. The Southern Empire is all the way down here. Personally, I don't exactly know why they declared war against us, to be honest. I feel like... Actually, did we declare war on them? Maybe we declared war on them. Who knows? But whatever the case, I don't know why we're even in a war with them, to be honest, because they are so far away, it basically makes no sense to me whatsoever. But, oh well, never mind. Not a big deal, not a big deal. And I'm actually looking... Ooh, yeah, perfect. This is what I'm looking for right here. I am looking for a village that provides us with hardwood, because, of course, I do have a very good smithing skill, and I'd love to be able to make... good use of it as much as I possibly can. Technically, it's not even my smithing skill. It is actually Thorgood, obviously, that's basically doing all of that. So it would be a good idea for me to buy some... Oh, wow, really? That is not that much. That is not that much at all. Okay, thanks very much for the very limited amount. Is there a village with hardwood nearby? Any other one? No, doesn't seem like it. Okay, well, that's fantastic too, isn't it? Okay, great. Anyway... Let's go on over to Epicrotia here, because you never know, maybe they'll have some in their marketplace, because I don't think it's been besieged for quite some time. Yeah, they do. Ah, nice. They actually have a pretty significant amount. That's good. And I'm actually going to be selling... can I sell all of my stuff, or do I have to literally sell it like this? I might have to sell it like this. Let's actually just give everyone some stuff. And then we will sell it. Oh, look at this. The bar on the right, the scroll bar on the right isn't even getting larger. Wow. How much loot do we have? A massive amount. That is for sure. There you go. Thank you very much for the 64,000. Oh, yeah. That is exactly the reason why you want to be taking all the loot that you can get your hands on. It is fantastic. And I actually saw Oros. I saw Oros and Turiodos come down this pathway here, and I'd like to be able to attack them if at all possible. Aha, did you see that? A flash of an opponent. It's not the looters. I saw someone else. We've taken Bannerlord Castle. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so yeah, let's give that to Masui. I'm happy to do that. And by the way, I'm just saving up my influence now so that I can, potentially abolish the peerage policy. I'm just going to save it up by such a dramatic amount that I can't possibly lose when I want to disavow it. You know, I want to make sure that it is completely gone. Hey, come over here. Hey, Cervic, where are you going? Okay. Apparently he's running in the opposite direction. Not a big fan of that, to be honest. He just literally took something and now is just running away. So I don't really know why he's doing that, but we're upgrading 37 troops and recruiting 11 prisoners. Very nice to see that. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at this guy's unit composition, because he might actually have something that is quite dangerous. Yeah, he actually does. He does have quite a few. He has about 50 or so units that are... Actually, wait a minute. Never mind. He actually has about 100 units that are somewhat damaging and might be a bit problematic. They're actually trying to besiege Varchek. Do you see that? That's their new goal. Are you serious? I'm never going to allow you to do that, sir. I really am not. Thank you very much. As you can see, my wages have now become very, very diminutive indeed, mainly because we have another town under our command. So that's very, very useful for us. I think, can I get into a battle with these guys? Yeah. Oh, yeah, all of us. Ooh, that was perfect. That was, again, actually perfect timing. I am actually extremely surprised at this. Usually, I mean, that's the point. You don't really see what I do off screen, right? But whenever I'm off screen, I always have the worst luck. And, well, technically when I'm on screen as well, I also have the worst luck. But the point is, I have better luck now than I have ever had in the last, I don't even know, 10 episodes or so. So I'm actually pretty happy about that. And it makes me kind of suspicious, because whenever it goes well, then something incredibly random happens, and then I get murdered for some reason or another, and then I have to be eternally sad or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, I'm actually going to be telling my cavalry just to charge straight on in here, because we need to get rid of the opponent's cavalry as much as we possibly can. I'm going to go for a... Never mind. I was going to say that I'll go for a couch lance. Oh, here we go. Oh, murdered in the neck. Can you imagine? Ooh, that's gotta hurt. I mean, he wouldn't obviously feel it after the first second, I suppose, but, well, maybe he would. Who knows? Maybe he would. Maybe he would be... oh, yeah, he probably would, actually. Let's not even discuss it. Let's just say that it's probably going to hurt quite a bit. Anyway, hopefully my cavalry will be able to deal with theirs. Bear in mind that some of these are actually Cosine, and as a result, they're probably going to be pretty effective at what they do, especially when it comes to horse archery. Anyway, let's move my forces a little bit ahead here as well. Oh, it seems like they've literally just stayed here, and they're not going to do anything. Wow, pretty impressive for them to think that that's a good strategy to have right now, considering. All right, well, let's get my infantry and my archers over here, and I've got to be a bit careful about my cavalry as well. I do not want my cavalry charging in. I do want them to eliminate the enemy's cavalry, of course, but I do not want to let my cavalry charge in any old how. So hopefully I'll be able to keep an eye on when they're actually coming over here. But I do have a lot of... there we go. There they are. Okay, so they have completely murdered the rest of the enemy's forces, which is great, because that means that I'll be able to use my superior 173 archers to completely destroy the opponent. Just look at this. This is craziness. Okay. I am very pleased with how this is going, and I may seem a bit too surprised, but I think it's generally because the last couple of battles that we've had haven't really gone that well. If you think about things, they've not really gone that well, mainly because I have gotten myself killed, more than likely. That's usually how things will usually not go too well. Because if that happens, then obviously my forces get auto-delegated, and generally doing the auto-delegation is not good in any way. I personally feel like it is worse than even me commanding our forces, and that's saying something, you know. That is saying something and a half. So it is very nice to try and survive as much as we possibly can. I know I said in the previous episode that I'd be like, you know, trying to prioritize my own survival so that our commands can go through adequately enough. I'm actually going to tell my infantry to charge in now, because it seems like we've pushed back most of the enemy's infantry and maybe even eliminated them. And it would be a good idea for me to try and... No, don't die, Bruce. No, come on now. Do not die. I'm going to tell my archers to charge in now as well, so that they can actually get into effective range if at all possible. Because contrary to popular belief, archers actually do not put away their ranged weapons if they are in a charge command. They'll only do that, obviously, if they have no ammunition. Usually what they'll do is they will get into effective range of an opponent, then they'll bring out their ranged weapon, and then they'll start firing at them. That's generally the default behavior for ranged units. So when someone says to me, hey, why are you charging your archers? I'm always like, it's because, you know, they can still use their ranged weapons. You don't have to worry about it, you know. They're going to be absolutely fine. They will be absolutely fine. Anyway, that is indeed a victory for us. There's only one enemy. Really? One enemy remains? Who is it? I have no idea. But apparently an Azerai Mamluk Palace Guard wanted to join us. And Shumsan, the swordsman, has joined our ranks. Okay, let's actually take a look. 34 influence. Yeah, it probably would have been a pretty significant amount more if I had done this battle by myself. But I'm pretty happy to have the allied lords help because, let's face it, we want to try and prevent as many casualties to our own forces as possible so that our combat strength and indeed our faction strength translated over from our personal growth is going to stay relatively high. That's generally what we want to do. All right, so let's just take a quick look at how many... Oh, what? How many units do I have? How many unique units do I have? That's crazy. Okay, so now I have way too many people in my prisoner's hold. So I would like to get rid of a couple of low-tier units as much as I possibly can, at least. Militia can go away, and that should be enough. And then we'll move on. There we go. Give me that loot. Oh, yes. Nice amount of loot right there. Look at that. All of my people gaining good amounts of skills and everything as well. And, Bruce leveled up. He did? Okay, I'm actually surprised. Okay, great. Happy with this. Actually not sure what to do, to be honest. I'm thinking more engineering. Increased damage to walls during sieges. That sounds fun. Less morale loss during sieges. Building development speed 1.5. And default town projects are 60% more effective. I don't know, to be honest. I feel like leadership is pointless in my opinion now. Charm is basically pointless as well, although it does give me more influence every 5 skill points, but it's going to be leveling up naturally as it is, and I already have maximum focus points on it, so it makes no sense. Otherwise, tactics is going to be pretty good. As you can see, army cohesion decay being decreased is quite nice, but even then, not really necessary. So I'm actually wondering what I want to go for. Someone actually suggested going for smithing. Well, maybe that's a good idea. I mean, we already have smithing characters, so it's maybe not that useful, but maybe it would be a good idea. Plus 10% tax from villagers, that's probably going to be pretty good, but it requires us as a governor, so it's more of a companion skill, I suppose. This is personal, so if you're under siege, food consumption is reduced. 30% more production from farms. Again, that is a governor trait. Ooh, that's nice. Plus 1 companion for each town you own. That could be pretty good for our distinguished service mod, and villagers recover faster. You know what? I'll just go for smithing. And is there anything else that I really want to get here out of any of these? Not really. I could increase my endurance again. I guess I'll just increase my endurance because everything is at 9 now, so should have a pretty easy time of things. Let's go over to our inventory as well, because what I want to do is just take a quick look at some of our forces here. I want to make sure that everyone is looking pretty good. And Shumsan is probably using a horse when we probably don't want him to use a horse. So we'll see if that is indeed the case. Maybe it is. Okay, these guys could definitely use some new stuff. So that's pretty good. Where is he, though? There he is. Okay, so he is a swordsman, as you can no doubt tell. So I'm actually not sure whether can you use this weapon on horseback? Yeah, seems like you can. So I guess I'll just leave him. I guess I'll just leave him with the horse. Why not? I mean, if he can use it, then he might as well be on horseback instead of not. You know, that might make more sense. Okay, so now that we've spec'd into smithing, it might make sense for us to level that up a little bit. It might be a quick way for me to gain some levels as well, so we gain even more focus points and even more attribute points and things. So, might make sense. Anyway, let's just do a little bit. There we go. Got to 25. That's all I wanted to do. And then we can go over to the smithing tree. Didn't really intend to do smithing on this character, I gotta say, but, well, we'll see how that goes. And let's face it, I'm not really making weapons to use them. That's the main thing that you got to consider here. Because if I was still making weapons to use them, then I'd obviously be asking for names and stuff, and name suggestions and things like that. Because that would definitely be a lot of fun. But as it stands right now, I'm not really needing that. As you can see, gaining huge amounts of skill points right now. Look at that. Crazy amounts just because of all of that hardwood. Really, really nice to see that. And I think I probably have another trait to be able to get as well. I'm not entirely sure what trait I should go for. What is it? 2 units of iron instead of that. Yes, okay, Steelmaker is definitely what I want to go for. And then we will go into the smithy here and see if I can maybe continue refining some stuff. So let's actually just take a quick look. So this is probably what I want to do, mostly. And then we'll switch over to Thorgood if I can. And then he can... Oh, well, maybe if he runs out. Yeah, he ran out. Okay, so Thorgood, is he here? There he is. Oh, just in the little view window right there. So just enough. Okay, so let's expand this. There we are. Okay, and we got a huge amount of wrought iron. Just look at that. Well, technically we have a huge amount of crude iron, but we can turn that into raw iron. Okay, so he has still a good amount of stamina as well, so I'm pretty happy with this. Someone said to me that I should use a Falx blade. I should use a Falx blade to create a weapon. Unfortunately, I don't think I have the Falx blade unlocked. Do I? Where is it? The pointed falchion blade is really good, by the way. I think that is really... there is the Falx blade. I do not have that unlocked, unfortunately. So I would either need to find a Falx blade and then unlock it that way, or some other reason. I could make this. This might be quite good. Let's actually just test it out, shall we? Let's just test it out. I'm going to use a tier 5 guard here, and we're going to use a pretty lengthy grip as well, and maybe a little bit of something here. All right, so let's do something like this, and let's see what it does. Now, bear in mind, as I've said before, this is literally all for selling, so me naming these makes no difference whatsoever, in my opinion. I don't think it really makes any sense for me to do that. Ooh, this is good, though. Being able to smelt all of these things, oh, wow. This is going to be really nice. Okay, let's do all of this. Boom, boom, boom. Really nice. Okay. Anything that's actually going to give me new parts? Yeah, some of them will give me new parts. But look at how much fine steel I gained from this. It is insanity. Oh, wow. Yeah, we've got some really, really cool things to smelt here. Even the mace gives me something. The spear. We have so many different things. Crusade Light Lance. We can do this and this and this. There we go. He's going to be out of he's going to be out of stamina very, very soon. So I'm going to have to switch over to someone else that can actually do some smelting. Who else has smithing skill here? Does it really matter? It doesn't really matter, I suppose. Who has the ability to do so? Okay, there you go. That is fine. I think I got all the new parts, didn't I? Yeah, I got all the new parts. But unfortunately, most of them, as far as I'm aware, are not going to really help us that much. Let me actually just see whether I unlocked the Falx blade. No, still didn't get the Falx blade or anything like that. But I created 2 of those swords, so let's see how much those actually sell for. I don't think it's going to be that much, but we'll see. Maybe it's going to be a decent amount. Which one was it? Which one? Oh dear. Which one actually was it? I think it was... Oh, I actually have no idea. I have a number of them, so I have no clue. Oh dear. Well, that's a bit problematic, isn't it? Yeah, I should probably take note of that next time, because I actually thought that we didn't have any crafted swords, but apparently I did. So, oh well, never mind. At least I have a little bit of extra cash in my inventory if I need it at some point, so it's not that big a deal, I suppose, to make it and then just have it sitting there for a little bit of time. All right, so we've now expanded our territory a little bit by taking Cranorock Castle. We've also eliminated a relatively large force of enemy vassals. So what I'd like to do now is maybe go and try to expand in the north of Calradia at this point, because if we can take Takor Castle and then try to strike at Sibir against the Crusade, that would probably be our most advantageous action to take now, because if we don't do that, we're probably going to see the Crusade take over a lot of the Batanians' fiefs in that area, and I'm talking mostly about Balgard and Omor here. And the next time the Batanians declare war against us, we should have a pretty nice presence in that area, ready to attack them and strike at those outlying properties that they have. And that's going to be hopefully working out in our favor. I mean, it really depends on what the rest of the Vlandian vassals are doing, of course. So I'm just going to continue doing this where I just go into my party screen, recruit troops, upgrade troops, and then recruit them from prisoners and so on and so forth. And we're also going to continue just gaining that small amount of influence every single day, and we're just going to bide our time. I'm not going to rush it this time around because generally that has now caused an increase in the cost of the influence, which, again, I still think is a pretty bad design choice, because I feel like they should tell you how much you're going to have to actually spend once you try to abolish that policy. Because if you don't know, then you're just going to unwittingly increase the cost, and is indeed going to make things a bit problematic, problematic for you. So if I could stop being called to an army, that would be nice, and then I could actually move on. My settlement is under attack. Oh, and Sestadheim Castle, is that mine? Where is that? What? I think that's all the way down here, isn't it? I seem to remember that... Oh. What? What is he doing? Who decided in their right mind that it would be a good idea to take Sestadheim Castle? Well, I suppose it's not that bad. They should have taken Thorios Castle first, though, or Varagos Castle, because Varagos Castle is right next to Saniopa, which would make the most sense. But... well, the AI has not been proven to have a lot of sense most of the time, so I guess we'll just have to go with Mr. Fenton here. He can very easily take ownership over Sestadheim Castle, because it will be taken very, very soon. Mark my words, it will be taken. Don't worry about it. It's most likely going to be taken, at least. Alright, well, other than that, I think I will probably try to keep an eye out for any enemy forces that I might be able to persuade to join us. But of course, that's not always going to be the case, because most of the time they're going to require a lot of money. And while I do have a pretty significant amount at the moment, I am not a millionaire by any means. So we'll have to see if that is going to help us out quite a bit in the future, because I'm saving up, you know? I'm saving up, and even if I can spend 50k here or there just to try and get a vassal to join us, then that's definitely going to be advantageous. Oh, look at this. Only 200 defenders. That is really nice. Okay, let's see if I can get some trebuchets up and running as well. This is going to be a super easy victory for us. They literally don't have anything. As you can see, they have... oh, they do have some marksmen, and they have some heavy horse archers. They actually put in some pretty high-tier units into the garrison here, surprisingly enough. But there you go. That's pretty cool. I'm actually wondering... oh, wow. Okay. That's a pretty significant... oh, they actually... wow, they're actually defending Sestadheim Castle extremely vigorously at the moment, which is really nice for us. Oh, and then they were eliminated. That was a three-way, a little bit of action right there, because that meant that, what was it? The Flandians murdered the Southern Empire, and then the Khuzait murdered the Flandians. So, yeah, there was definitely a little bit of interfaction murdering going on, I suppose you could say. And now Sestadheim Castle is under siege by Monchug, which is to be expected, because he always likes to get his nose into it, doesn't he? Yeah, he's always such an interfering imbecile. Even though I shouldn't really call him imbecile, because he is actually quite dangerous. And the Northern Empire has now declared war on Flandia, which is actually okay, because I'd like to take some of their fiefs around here, but we are now at war against quite a few of them. So let me actually just take a quick look at the diplomacy screen here. This is who we're currently at war against. So basically all the empires and the Khuzait. And if we take a look at the stats here, you can see, ooh, the Khuzait. Oh, wow, they have a massive amount of total combat strength. That's going to be very, very dangerous for us. Unfortunately, for the Northern Empire and the Southern and the Western Empires, they do not have enough, even if they combine their forces to beat us. However, with the Khuzait on their side, we're going to have some problems. Britannia is not doing so well either, the Azerai not doing so well, and obviously Sturgia, as is always the case for some reason, getting murdered. They really do like to get themselves murdered, don't they? Anyway, Kinteg is right here, and I would like to... unfortunately, I can't send a messenger to him, but I will send a messenger to the leader of his clan, and maybe I'll be able to persuade him, or persuade the clan to join me, and then maybe they'll be able to join my army or something like that. That would be the best course of action that I can get, but it's highly unlikely he's going to join us for free if anything, to be honest. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, so 30,000 HP for the walls here as well. Let's get the trebuchets up and running as much as we can. There we go. And this should go down like a sack of bricks, like real sack of bricks right here. So let's hope that it's going to do that. 4,000 damage already? No, 7,000. Okay, good. It's going up pretty quickly. I really want that engineering trait that increases the damage to the walls, but as you can no doubt tell, we're already bombarding them extremely effectively. Unfortunately, some of it is now being focused on the siege equipment, which I don't really appreciate, but oh well. My party size limit has now been reached. Let's just take a quick look and make sure that I'm actually upgrading everything that I want to. Let's upgrade to mercenary guards as well, because you got to periodically check. Even with party screen enhancements, you do have to check to make sure that you are actually upgrading the units in the way that you want to upgrade them, because some units have not been assigned yet, and as a result, they will not upgrade at all. So you do need to be a bit careful on that. Otherwise, let's wait until daytime, and then we'll head in. Ooh, look at that. They are just out of time. There seems to be a very, very big army coming our way as well, but thankfully we should be all right to achieve victory in this siege. And I will be attempting to, I know I say this every time, but I will be attempting to survive. Yes, I know. Yeah, you can facepalm all you like. I know. I do try. I do try to survive, but unfortunately, it just, for some reason, I always get ambushed. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't put myself in that situation to begin with, to be honest. Ooh, I could imagine that I was gonna... Look at that. That arrow was basically aimed right at my face. That was not a very nice thing for them to do, but you know how they are. You know how they are. They can be very, very vicious indeed. Okay, so let me just get inside here, see if I can maybe do some damage with my one-handed weapon. Get him. Get him. Take him down. Try and push in here. Make our presence known, sirs. There we go. Let's try and do a shield bash. There we go. Nice shield bash. Get them out the way as much as we possibly can. Nice damage. Oh, wow. Oh, my guys are just swarming. They are just swarming every single person in here. Look at that. That was extremely easy for us to get in. And that's exactly the reason why getting the walls down is a really nice thing to do. Oh, look at that. They actually opened up the gates. Fantastic. Yeah, so it seems like you can actually open the gates from the inside. So, yeah, look at that. Can you open the gates, or is it... No, it's actually the enemy. I think the enemy opened the gates, which I gotta say is a bit perplexing to me. I don't know why they would do that, but there's a Sturgian veteran warrior for us. Ulrich Scarlet has joined us. Very nice. And there you go. Easy victory for us. We actually gained a good amount of renown and influence for that as well. And I will take the prisoners. Am I? Am I going to take the prisoners? Because it doesn't actually make any sense for me to do that if I have a full prisoners hold already. I actually don't have that much space, but I suppose I'll take them anyway, just in case, because we're going to be going into the garrison in just a second anyway to try and protect ourselves from the obligatory attack that is going to follow. I am going to be... Should I take this? You know what? I know that I can take ownership over this, and then I can give it to someone that I want to have it, but I actually want to give it to someone that is nearby so that they can potentially look after it relatively nicely. But then I'm thinking, well, maybe I want to try and... You know what? I'm just going to claim it, and then I will give it to someone. And the messenger has arrived at Kanujan right now, so I might be able to persuade him if he... Oh, he's not in an army. He's not in an army. Okay, we've got a really good opportunity on our hands here. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, good success so far. 79? Yeah, there we go. All right, perfect. And joined us for free. Done. There we are. Perfect. Okay, so now he has joined us, and that means that... did we gain anything? We gained Urzener Castle, which is going to get taken very quickly. Sumira Castle as well, and Kimley Castle. Well, we gained a couple of castles, I guess. I get an Onika Castle by the looks of things as well. I guess that's actually pretty good, because it actually acts as a bit of a distraction for the opponent as well. So I suppose that's decent. And as you can see, we have a number of people bearing down on us now, but I'm going to actually end this episode off here. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.